Hi everyone, I'm Eugene Sedko from Kyiv, Ukraine, and this video will be dedicated to the Rumba strumming. We have 8 elements in the basic pattern in the Rumba strumming. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this is 4 by 4, and when we add an element between the beats and after 4 also, we have 8 elements. So let's see how to play these elements. I will play on E minor. So the first element is the bass. You can play it as a rest stroke, as a free stroke. You can play the single bass note or 2 or 3 bass notes. It's also possible. You can play it with golpe or without golpe. But I think that for the basic pattern, let's stop on this variant. The single bass note and play the rest stroke. 1, then and. 1 and. So this element after 1 is a movement of the index finger up. But when you move the index finger up, you should also lift your thumb from the 5th or some string. For example, if you play A minor, the first bass will be A, because this is the tonic note of this chord. So your thumb should be here, would be here. So 1 and lift your thumb also. Then 2, your index goes down, but your thumb also goes down. Many students do the same mistake. They do this way. And their thumbs are still here, and this is a mistake, because the next element will be played from the lower position up with thumb. So 1 and 2 and. So this is half a compass. 1 and 2 and. Once again. 1 and 2 and. And when you play this movement, it's a very interesting thing. You can play it this way, but it's better to play it this way. Don't move your wrist, but do it with your thumb and straighten these fingers, because the next element will be this. You mute the strings. 1 and 2 and 3. And you mute the strings exactly on the 3rd beat. So this is like a percussion element. 1 and 2 and 3. By the way, you can mute the strings this way, with this sound. You can mute the strings with this sound, with the sound of the strings on the frets. This will be a metallic sound. And you can mute the strings without any additional sound. This way. So you choose your way. And it depends on the song, it depends on the context, and it depends on your style. So 1 and 2 and 3. Then when you mute the strings, you put the thumb on the 6th string and play and 4 and that's all. And after that you continue playing the same pattern, but sorry, you should put your thumb on that string that you will pick on the first beat of the next bar. It's important. For example, if you are playing A minor, this will be the fifth string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You can jump from this string to this string, but you can choose to jump or not to jump, because this jumping between strings, it takes time, and if you are playing in the fast tempo, probably you will have no time for this jumping. So this is what I do when I play fast. Index, index, and my thumb is already here. So this is what I automatically do when I play this chord. So my finger is prepared to picking the correct string. But if I am playing E minor, so I can play with the free stroke or the rest stroke. Personally, I like the sound of the rest stroke because it has more power. And for example, you can play it this way. Or you can play the rest stroke with golpe. And don't play golpe so far from the first string. This will be not good. This will be better if you will play golpe near the first string. So if you play with golpe and if you mute the strings with this sound, you have two percussion sound inside this pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and actually you don't need a cajon here if you play with these percussion sounds. Okay, how to make some variations? So we have a basic phrase, and what can we add or what can we extract from this phrase? For example, let's extract one and. 1. Or 1, you play 1 and 2 you wait, then and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so you skip 2 elements and that's all, and you already have another phrase, pam tak ta ta ka tam tak ta ta. So it sounds different, but it's based on the same pattern. What else can we do? Some guitarists play this way: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. This is also possible, but it's better to use this pattern if you play with somebody who plays the basic pattern. For example, one guitarist play this, and you can play. So your playing will add more body to this music and will add some percussion elements. So this is index up, index down, thumb up, and mute. You can play many guitarists, especially gypsy guitarists and some guitarists from some bands like Gypsy Kings. They use this pattern. I think it's this pattern is used for the visual effect, but when you mute the strings here, you have one sound, but if you mute the strings here, you have this sound. So you have two sounds, one but I think that this difference is not very big, and maybe this is done only for the visual effect, I believe. Okay, something else. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One small rasgueado is added to this pattern. 1 and 2. P, A, I. Thumb, ring finger, index finger. This is also very interesting Rumba strumming pattern. What else? For example, we can add this element. So you play the chord and you mute it after some milliseconds. You can use it in the basic strumming pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. By the way, in the post-Soviet area, many songs are played with this method. But this method of strumming is used also in the traditional flamenco, like in bulerías. So, you can add this element to another pattern, like or and it is interesting when you play with somebody who also plays the guitar, try to play different patterns. So you play this and he or she plays this, and somebody else plays something else, and the sound will be interesting. In fact, I tried and there are some interesting results of these experiments. Okay, and at the end of this video I will show you one more pattern with some tricks. When you play golpe, in fact golpe is played here, but this golpe is used in flamenco, but also there can be golpe here when you play these chords. By the way, these chords, this type of sound producing on the top is also used in the rumba strumming. And you also can use this element, but this is out of traditional flamenco. This is only if you want to play something like Gypsy Kings or some Southern French gypsy music. But in fact, when I play something like that. I use this pattern because it's very interesting. So how to play it? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or and 4 and, as you wish. Once again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I play with this element. So in this phrase you have many percussion elements. And it is recommended to have a golpeador here, because otherwise, if you will play this element with the nail on the top, you will have many scratches here. Okay, so I think this can be enough for explanation of the rumba strumming patterns. But I also want to say about the bass line. For example, if you play some chord progressions like E minor, D major, G major, C major, for example, you can play each chord starting from its main note, from its tonic note. If you are playing E minor, you play E on the bass. If you play D major, you play D on the bass. Then you play G, then C. But you can build a logic of the bass line. For example, if I would play E minor, D major, G major, I would play it this way. So what is the difference? I play E minor with E on the bass. Then I play D major with F sharp on the bass. Then I play G major with G on the bass. Then C. There is a variant, you can play C major with G on the bass, but you will repeat one bass. I think this will be not so good. No, I don't like it. So, why did I change the bass? Because I have a bass melody in the bass. E, then F sharp, then G, then C. So this is something clear. Something clear happens in the bass line. Instead of this. E, D, D, D. This is not so clear. It can also be, but when you play some chord progressions, try to build the bass line, and your playing will be more interesting. Okay, so I wish you good luck. Please comment, and maybe you have some questions, please ask. Bye.